Hey buddies, welcome to Mass Games. My name is Simon. This is episode 24 of the Mass Games podcast, which you can find on Spotify, Apple, etc. Always curious to know where you're hearing this from. So this particular episode, the last one talked about the SPIEL.digital nominations. This includes the top 10 games that Spiel have announced relating to games that have won a similar kind of award. I think it's called the Deutsche Spielpreis Award, but the German Games Award 2024. I'll come back to that top 10 list in a moment. It also does actually have a translation whereby I'll be giving you, I believe, what is the translation from German as well. So going back to, I think it was the second actually when I recorded, but didn't go live until the 6th for some reason. I'll tell you about what I've been playing. So Hidden Leaders, this is a game that I was going to be demonstrating actually a number of years ago to do with you're trying to have one particular faction do well. You can reveal cards which can affect them, push them up, discard them, place them face down, but as soon as a certain amount, I think it's typically 7 or 8, is visible, you're trying to actually have the most, but you might not win in a tie break if you've got other cards which aren't matching that winning faction. Also more games of Cat in the Box Duck selection, check out my video for that, just Google Mass Games and Cat in the Box. And as well as Architects of S Kingdoms, check out my video for that as well as Path of Civilization, which I will be talking to you about again because I'm going to have a Google Meet with the designer because I wasn't quite understanding the game fully, but it does involve tech trees. Super Monday, this is a game from Quinn Games, I think coming out this year, I think it's next year. Seems very nice, I'll give it at least a 7 out of 10. But I'm still not quite grasping it, so I've yet to win it, and I feel for that partly is why I'm not able to really articulate, other than it's a kind of a dry Euro, but it seemed quite fun, trying to build up, acquire people, and for your castle and your kingdom with walls and turrets and stuff. Also Sagrada, including the Sagrada 5-6 play expansion. Check out my video, I've gone live for that one. And also Time Stories, A Prophecy of Dragons. We haven't finished it, we're playing as a 5, which does take longer, we didn't manage to finish it yet. Got one more run at it to go, one more cycle. Also Astronauts, playing for that last boss. I think that boss is called Continua. Yeah, and also playing with the homeworld being Nazarin, as well as finishing off at the Lord of the Rings adventure book. So that's chapter 8, fantastic. Check out my video for that too. Also 50 Clues, No Sign of Life, check out my video for that, I went live today in fact. Also Goblin Hood, which is a very weird game whereby you're trying to place down treasures and a game can literally last one turn. Not very good, I'm not even going to mention any more about it, it's just not very good. But also Areco Plus, check out my video for that. Playing this all player accounts, I'll do another video from Hobby World for that one, which also brought out the game Cat in the Box. Also Spoilopolis, check out my video including playthrough for this. This is a tableau building game from Buttonshy, 18 cards, as well as code names, and also games of Vegetable Stock, which you can find on the channel whereby you're trying to drive up the market of vegetables. Destinies, that's gone live as well. So this is a game whereby it's a 1-3 player competitive game where you're fighting with others for your fate, which will compete and conflict with only exactly one other person. So you're trying to rush to do that. More games of Destiny, Spoilopolis, Goblin Hood, and Festive Vibes, which is a wonky, I think, Japanese game whereby you're trying to get your various characters and tickets to the right place. It has grown on me, it's not fantastic, but it's not a bad game. Also some more games of For Sale, particularly For Sale Futurama, which has gone live this week. So this is a Eagle Griffin game. And yes, obviously very much like the original Stefan Dora game. Check out my other Stefan Dora videos, such as Bucket King 3D. Also played Arcs, check out my video for that, playing that as a 3 with David and his mate Will, as well as Spot It or Doppel, as well as games of Yogi, more games of Cluster, Sust, all sorts of brings to the channel, as well as a geography kind of game involving trying to spot where something is. I think it's Russian, or it's not even on BGG, but yeah, you're trying to flip over a card and find it on a map and beat the other person to it. Similio, more games of that, specifically the Lord of the Rings one with a promo card. Also games of Uno, which obviously is the public domain version being Crazy Eights. By the way, Similio is a game very similar to Guess Who, but more fun and more interesting because it's cooperative as well. Metro, this is a tile laying game which takes about half an hour to play from Queen, and you're trying to either mess up your opponent and then get a fewest score possible, or you're trying to maximize how far your route can go. Also games of Wingspan, it's a tableau building game from Elizabeth Hargrave, female designer. And some more games of Ilios. I'll be having had a setup play and review. I was going to make it today, it might still be made today. And it's an abstract strategy game for 2 to 4 players. As a 4, you're playing as a team, trying to get your sunbeams out first. And if you do that, you win. Great Western Trail New Zealand. So I played this quite recently. and this is a game whereby you are trying to get your sheep around New Zealand, get into Wellington. Along the way, try to shear them and make some money from their wool. So each sheep has got a different value to its wool value typically. So you might get something full of wool, but not much value for the sheep itself. And yeah, you're trying to do the best. It does take a long time, a huge table hog. It does take 4 hours, but as enjoyable as it was. Also more games for Sagrada, Everdell, the complete collection, going through the Pearlbrook next weekend, and also Belfair. Again, by quickly grabbing cards and matching them based on their description. Let me double check that term is correct. And yeah, and judging them against through descriptions. That's been going down very well. Also Time's Up, playing with a new group, Corellia. So this is a game from Hooch, whereby you are rolling dice and doing whatever the dice value matches or die value matches to a certain colour or reef, and trying to get set collection, various things, whether it be fish or pearls and stuff like that. Stupefy, yet to fully play this yet. It's minimum 4 players. It's a re-implementation of Cash and Guns by Repos, this time of course with Harry Potter theme. So that's pretty much covering it off. More games of Mountain Goat, check my video for this. This is very much like Can't Stop, whereby you are looking to get your mountain goats up to the top of the hill, and you'll get bonus points or points for doing so, knocking off your opponents. But yeah, more games of Quick Grab Creatures, more games of For Sale, also more games of Herbify. So Herbify is some looping games, a larger box from them typically compared to 1911, which you can find on the channel. And this is one whereby you are looking to have your workers either place them out. If they're all placed out, you could maybe be placing them onto a tile to try and influence your politicians as they are in a city on various things such as let's say culture or tourism or transportation or economics. And you get bonus points at the end for however far up the track you are. You get points as you go along for the tiles. Yeah, it's very enjoyable. It takes a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I think because the first round or two we didn't fully play it right, but I'm looking forward to playing against 2 this week. Also Sherlock 13, a mini game whereby you're trying to deduce things in terms of who is the culprit for Sherlock to try and find, a Korean designer. And yeah, more games of Goblin Hood as well as Sagrada, Metro, also Macro Crime City Showdown, playing with that, as well as a few others. So yep, that is it. Let's talk to you about those games that I mentioned, made that list. So we'll start off at number 10 if we can, and try and understand what that represented. So yeah, this is basically similar to Deutsche Spielpreis, which I think I prefer now over that list that I had mentioned to do with sort of the best games in Germany. But let's talk actually the Kinderspiel, so the best 3 games for kids. Unlock Kids, that came in at number 3, I think. Happy Baobab came at number 2, and the Magic Key was at number 1. At 10 though, you can check out my video for this, is Nucleum. At 9, it's a game by Lucas Brewer, which I don't know how it translates, but something, yeah, what have you got? 8 is Obsession, 7 is Harmonies, 6 is Revive, 5 is Too Many Bones, which I've played as well, 4 is Darwin's Journey, which I've played too, but at 3 we've got Sky Team, 2 is Forest Shuffle, check out my video for that, and 1 is The White Castle. So I think that pretty much covers everything off. I look forward to you speaking again, obviously, with my full details relating to some bit more board game stats for the whole month, obviously in a couple of weeks. But for now, back to the table.